This is ABC7 News at 6. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis.
And I'm Haley Wilkes. Thank you for joining us. It's not a matter of if, but when the tropical depression that we've been monitoring gets a name.
Let's get the latest on the storm and the system right now with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob?
Yeah, kind of interesting to note that we have a tropical depression number 8 and 9. 8 is just off the Carolina coast right now, and it could be Hermine, and this one could be Ian. We'll just have to wait and see which one wins out in terms of turning tropical before the other one. Right now, this is the one concerned to the west coast of Florida. This is tropical depression number 9, and the satellite imagery showing the convection is starting to develop near the center. You can see the last few frames there. We have some pretty deep convection. The western tip of Cuba has already had over 10 inches of rainfall today just from this tropical depression. Here are the latest from the National Weather Service. It is still with winds at 35 miles an hour. Reconnaissance aircraft has been flying in throughout this afternoon and really not seeing very strong winds, but a definite circulation, and they anticipate this to become a tropical storm either by the 11 o'clock advisory tonight or by the 5 a.m. advisory tomorrow. The forecast path and track take it off toward the west and then northwest and then bend it off to the northeast because of a trough of low pressure coming in. And you'll notice the spread from one day to another kind of increases. That means it's going to be moving rather fast. That's a good thing. But we still are on the right side, which is known as the dirty side, which means a lot of moisture and storms will kind of run along the coast and move right into us. And we could see up to 10 inches of rainfall here, anywhere from, say, the center with a big bend area southward. Now, one thing to note is that the cone of uncertainty has been moving further north with each successive forecast, which come out every 6 hours. So yesterday at this time, it was right over Charlotte Harbor, and now it's right over Manatee County and Hillsborough County. So the biggest concern and threat for us is the fact that we may see some flooding rains here. We'll have more on this coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. Just one new case of the Zika virus reported in Florida today, and it's in Miami-Dade County. But with that storm looming, the concern among state officials is how it would affect the Zika virus. Epidemiologists and emergency managers are now reminding residents to quickly remove any standing water after rainfall. With the Zika virus already in Florida, scientists say getting rid of potential mosquito breeding grounds will help prevent the spread of the virus. Governor Rick Scott again holding multiple roundtables today addressing this issue.
We've done our job. If before the storm and after the storm we get rid of standing water, then that's what we have to do. Now, it's going to be more work because we're going to have a lot of rain.
43 of the Zika virus cases confirmed in Florida have been locally contracted.
Boaters are also being warned to be prepared for the impending stormy weather. Right now, the Bradenton Beach Marine Unit is going around to each of the boats on the Intracoastal Waterway, urging them to secure their anchors. Boaters there have reason to be extra careful and cautious. Boats have capsized or sank during some of the recent big storms.
Make sure, obviously, their personal flotation devices, to make sure they've got their lines are secure, make sure if the line even looks like it's going to be frayed, get new lines.
We have to be aware of the storms and take action, and especially too, we haven't had a major storm for 10 years, so a lot of people are a little bit complacent.
Marine officers say they'll continue to crack down on unsafe boaters and start ticketing them if they have to. Now, the news: an attempted murder suspect is behind bars after being on the run since last Friday. 25-year-old Joseph Herrick is now in police custody thanks to help from the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office. Herrick was wanted in connection to a stabbing on Myrtlewood Road in Northport. Police say the victim was stabbed multiple times, but he is expected to recover. Police say Herrick and the victim knew each other. They believe this was an isolated incident.
Poll places across the Suncoast are open tomorrow from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m., but thousands of you have already cast your ballot. In Manatee County, unofficial early voting totals are at 4,785. It was an even larger turnout in Sarasota County, 9,774. Statewide, nearly 1.7 million Floridians have cast their ballots, a majority voting through mail. We do want to alert you that there have been some polling location changes in Sarasota County, and you can find your precinct by going to our website, mysuncoast.com, and clicking on links we mentioned at the bottom of the homepage. And there's no shortage of big races that will be decided tomorrow.
That includes the Republican and Democratic primaries for U.S. and state Senate. ABC7's Dwayne Lindo is here with more on what you can expect to see on tomorrow's ballot. Dwayne.
Well, Scott, in less than 24 hours, voters across Sarasota County will decide each party's candidate in the Senate race. Tuesday's ballot will include partisan primary races for the U.S. Senate, several congressional races, along with seats in the state legislature.
I think most people really underestimate the importance of state legislative races.
Highlighting that importance, former House Representative and current political science professor Keith Fitzgerald says your daily life may be more impacted by government at the state level than what happens in Washington.
It controls the actual implementation of environmental policy. It controls roads. It controls the delivery of health care for a huge proportion of our population.
One in particular, District 23's state Senate seat, last held by Republican Nancy Dietert.
We have 5 candidates who are running in the Republican primary and 2 in the Democratic primary. Come November, we'll have 1 Democrat representative and 1 Republican representative.
But one race on the ballot will decide an outright winner.
We're actually doing the school board race right now, and it is the general election.
A highly contested race, which includes incumbent school board member Carolyn Zucker and challenger Teresa Mast, both Republican candidates. But Zucker is considered moderate on a number of issues, and Mast more conservative. According to the Democrat Party of Sarasota's Susan Island, this race is the tipping point of the direction of the school board.
So you have one candidate that's been on the school board for many years and has gotten everybody to, top in the state, and you have another candidate that has professed to take the school board in a completely different direction.
Voters will also have a chance to decide whether to approve an amendment to the state constitution that supporters say is aimed at encouraging the use of solar energy.
If you didn't care about any of the other stuff, and you do care about, say, promoting alternative energy, you still want to show up just for that amendment.
And Northport residents will also vote for commissioner seats in Districts 1, 2, and 3. Back to you.
All right, Dwayne, thank you. And join us tomorrow right here on ABC7, both on air and online at mysuncoast.com for election night. We'll bring you the results of the key races around the state and here at home on the Suncoast. A reprieve is on the way for those who deal with severe allergic reactions.
Straight ahead, details on new developments and the cost increase for EpiPens. And later in our series, A Place We Call Home, we'll go on a trip to the Amaryllis Park neighborhood.
What does it mean when New South Window says factory direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct prices.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. Replacing your windows will not just beautify your home, but save you big bucks on your energy bills. I've done the research. I've seen the factory. New South Window is my hands-down choice.
New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little Sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
Are you one of the millions of Americans suffering from chronic knee pain? Have you been told knee replacement surgery is your only option? Then call now to see if you qualify for a breakthrough, all-natural treatment for knee pain relief. By using an FDA-approved product that replenishes the lubricant in your joints, a cushioning layer is created, allowing you to move smoothly and pain-free. This treatment is covered by most insurance, including Medicare. Call now and get your mobility back.
Since 1928, Karastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs. Producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will, Karastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourselves.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Some good news today for those who carry EpiPens for emergency allergic reactions.
The price has gone from $100 to $600, but public outrage may be bringing the price back down. ABC7's Ray Collins joins us with the latest. Ray.
Haley and Scott, from insect bites to peanuts, for those with sudden allergic reactions, carrying an EpiPen is an absolute lifesaver. EpiPen is short for epinephrine auto-injector. Now, when word spread that drug maker Mylan had increased the price so much, even members of Congress called for hearings on the company's pricing. But today, two things happened. The manufacturer now says it will offer an identical generic version for half the price. And we found a company on Bee Ridge Road that offers the same thing for less than $200.
We're doing that because we're really trying to help people who can't afford, who don't have insurance or their insurance won't cover it. And we want to make sure that kids have access to it, and so nobody dies from it because they can't afford to have one.
More on the EpiPen local reactions tonight at 11. Scott and Haley?
Thank you, Ray.
Yeah, I think everyone was waiting for this to happen, right?
I feel for all those families who say we have to have it, but the price is just astronomical.
I know. Your forecast right after this. Stay with us.
I'm Alan Cohn. A preview of Florida's primary will explain the different races and how they could impact the November ballot.
Tonight on ABC7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
Come uncork your inner artist at Painting with a Twist. Bring your favorite bottle of wine and appetizers and enjoy an evening out with friends to celebrate any special occasion. It's perfect for a girls' night out, birthday parties, or a fun date night. Painting with a Twist offers 2 or 3 hour classes that are instructed by local artists, and there is no experience required. We now have 2 convenient locations in Sarasota and Bradenton. Visit our website to view our calendar and schedule your next party today.
Temperatures on the Suncoast are rising and the deals are hotter than ever during the summer clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. You'll feel cooler than ever when you drive away in a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999, or take home a stylish new Jeep Renegade for just $17,999. How about a new 2016 Jeep Patriot for just $14,999? Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Well, we've been, this system's been around for a long time.
It's hanging there,
Yeah.
And still trying to form into a storm.
And I'm thinking about it. We're all kind of concerned, obviously, a heavy rainfall, heavy rainmaker. That's the biggest concern. But it could be a lot worse. Let's face it, we're late August here. And, we remember Katrina was in late August, too. And that had winds in the Gulf of Mexico at one point up to 190 mile an hour. But this one, nowhere close. It's got 35 mile-an-hour winds, and it's going to be a tropical storm. That's definite. It doesn't appear that it's going to get to hurricane status, though, before it eventually makes landfall up in the Big Bend area of Florida. That's what it looks like right now. That could change. We'll watch it very closely. Mike, getting this shot just recently as some storms have rolled through already. Appreciate that from Longboat Key. That was this afternoon. And you can see from the Van Wezel webcam, some pretty nice day, and then showers and storms rolling on through, producing some locally heavy rain. The atmosphere has the tropical appearance to it, and that means when you get these storms, they could produce up to 2 inches of rain in a short period of time. We had the first round move through, and that one in particular did bring over 2 inches of rainfall to parts of Sarasota County. And then look at all this moisture well away from the center, kind of streaming in this general direction. So that's what we're going to have to deal with over the upcoming 3 days, it looks like now, as this system, which is really located right about here, the center of low pressure, as it moves slowly off to the west-northwest. Now, I mentioned the rounds of showers we've already had, more developing to the east of Northport, but not as intense. I think we'll see a little bit more action tomorrow, especially in the afternoon and evening, and some of those storms I mentioned could bring some locally heavy rainfall. The ground is already saturated. Here's what we had just the past 6 hours, really just a couple of hours. It's all it took to produce nearly 3 inches of rainfall just to the east of I-75, also near the Venetian, up to an inch and a half there. And it looks like right on Casey Key, nearly 2 inches of rain. And that all happened from about 2 o'clock up until around 4 o'clock this afternoon. This is the rainfall forecast. I wanted to show you this once again. This is over the course of the next several days until Friday morning. One forecast model depicting that most rain will occur here, even if it does make landfall to the north of us. So rain is the biggest issue, with the possibility of some tropical storm force winds, but we'd be on the low side if it follows that path mainly to the north of us. If it's a little bit further south, we could get a little higher tropical storm force winds here. Obviously, we'll have to watch that closely. 82 degrees right now. Dew point way up there, 74. And the high, despite the clouds, still very warm, 93, above average. And the rainfall at the airport, 0.3 of an inch, I should say. For the month now, we're still below average, but that should change pretty quickly here over the upcoming 48 hours. 95 in Tallahassee, 82 in Sarasota, 75 though in Arcadia, Punta Gorda at 77. The Gulf water temperature 85 degrees. So there's plenty of heat content in the Gulf of Mexico for this system to get organized. The one thing that's been stopping it has been a lot of shear, and there's been relatively dry air around it. That shear is expected to weaken as it makes its way to the west-northwest into the central Gulf of Mexico here. And that's the reason why we think this will be a tropical storm by 11 o'clock tonight, or possibly by 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. Top winds are at 35. Reconnaissance aircraft not really showing strong winds with the system at this point, and that's a result of that shear that was taking place. But now we're starting to see more development near the center, and it should be, as I said, a tropical storm moving off to the west-northwest, then moving north up to 50-mile-an-hour winds on Wednesday. And then you can see this is making landfall in the Big Bend area, but it could be down in this end, or it could be up here, closer to the Tallahassee area. We'll see how that plays out, but the top winds up to 65, so probably a tropical storm all the way through its life cycle and then out into the Atlantic as we follow through that. As far as the water temperatures go, very warm throughout this region. That's one of the upsides for this to develop and strengthen into a tropical storm, and a strong one at that. The shear forecast, this is a hostile environment where you see the blue, but where you see the bright orange there and pink, so that's a little bit better and conducive for development, and that goes through Tuesday and even into Wednesday. Then eventually it becomes a little bit more hostile by late Wednesday and Thursday. That's another reason why we don't expect it to strengthen into a hurricane. That dry air is still kind of hanging on to the west of it, but things are starting to moisten up, and look at all that moisture to the east of where the center is, and that's all going to be streaming in our general direction. So as I alluded to, the biggest concern for us will be the potential for heavy rainfall. There's another storm out there too, 8. This could become Hermine before the one in the Gulf, but we'll see how it plays out. There is a tropical storm watch out for the Outer Banks of North Carolina, but that is going to turn off to the east too as a result of a trough that's building over the southeast. And the major hurricane, obviously way out there, again, continues to push off to the east. For the forecast, 70% chance of rain and then an 80% chance on Wednesday, Thursday, even into Friday. It will still be breezy with temperatures into the mid-80s throughout much of this week. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. Gas prices are back on the rise just in time to possibly put a damper on Labor Day weekend travel plans. The average price of a gallon of regular unleaded gas jumped as much as 14 cents in just a matter of days. According to AAA, the price of 1 gallon of regular unleaded gas has risen for 11 consecutive days in Florida, Georgia, and Tennessee, for an average of about $2.23 per gallon for that regular gas. And while the increase may be a little tough on your wallet, ABC7 business commentator Richard Stern says it's actually great news for the economy.
The benefits to the oil companies clearly are that they are a big part of our economy in any number of ways. So it really is a positive. A lot of people don't see it that way, but it is a positive for our total economy if these energy companies are doing very well.
They've gone up recently, but I remember when gas was above $4 a gallon, so I'm not too unhappy with where it is now.
To put the prices in perspective, a year ago, a gallon of regular gas was about $2.32. 2 years ago, it was $3.37.
Programming note, tonight begins the expansion of our 7 o'clock newscast. ABC7 News at 7 will now air for a full hour from 7 to 8 p.m. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire will now air at 10 and 10:30 each weekday morning.
Hi, I'm Linda Carson. Coming up, we'll take you on a tour of Amaryllis Park and tell you why the people who live here are so proud of their community.
This week, the race for 2016 reaches a pivotal point. After the most personal attacks of the campaign, the battle for the purple states is on with just 70 days to the election. Plus, keeping track of the storm churning toward the U.S. This week on World News Tonight with David Muir.
Stand out in your new wild Lexus. Now is your golden opportunity to lease a new 2016 Lexus ES350 for only $329, or enjoy 0.9% APR, just $329, exclusively at Wild Lexus of Sarasota on Clark Road.
40 Carats Family Center presents a free speaker event, The Gift of Failure: How the Best Parents Learn to Let Go So Their Children Can Succeed, by Jessica Leahy at Hyatt Regency Sarasota on Monday, September 12th. RSVP required at 40carats.org.
US Med has great news for anyone living with diabetes.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, US Med will ship a new glucose meter right to your home.
And shipping is free.
My new meter uses only a speck of blood, so it's less painful than my previous meter.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, you're covered with US Med. We're welcoming new patients, even if your current provider can't supply you anymore.
I don't even have to test on my fingers anymore. I can test on my hand or forearms, and it's more accurate than my old meter.
So call US Med today, and you'll have a choice of 2 great meters.
One that actually speaks your results, or a meter so small it fits on the bottle of strips.
Act now, and US Med will include a free prescription discount card. We'll also send you a free diabetes cookbook. This is your opportunity.
So call US Med today.
You'll be glad you did.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, we make sure you get the most for your money. More years, more miles, and when you're ready to sell, you'll get more money back. Come fall in love with the longest-lasting vehicle in its class, the Subaru Outback. Or lease a new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing right now during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
Stand out in your new wild Lexus. Now is your golden opportunity to lease the bold new 2016 Lexus RX 350 for only $419, or enjoy 1.9% APR, just $419, exclusively at Wild Lexus of Sarasota on Clark Road.
Each Monday, we focus on a Suncoast community, show you how it was first established and how it's changed over the years.
ABC7's Linda Carson joins us now with a place we call home. Linda.
Today we focus on Amaryllis Park. It includes all of Newtown except for the public housing. They have their own association. And the ladies we spoke to today are very proud to call this neighborhood home.
The Amaryllis Park Neighborhood Association was formed in the mid-20s. The area was quite different then. Barbara Langston remembers the main street in Newtown in the 50s and the early 60s.
This was our fitness area up here. Our post office
sat here. Eddie's fruit stand. The town hall was there. Across from the town hall was another convenience store.
Everybody knew everybody, and everybody kept an eye on the kids.
You couldn't get away with anything. We dubbed them the nosy neighbors now, but you know, all over it was those nosy neighbors, and they kept you in check.
With good results. She says when integration ended the closeness of the community, the neighborhood association stepped in.
We work on speeding cars in our neighborhood. We work on drug dealing and prostitution. That's working with law enforcement. And that encompasses noise, pollution, neighborhood disputes.
Every Friday we would get together. We called it Enough is Enough. And we started at Janie's Gardens, and we would walk different streets along with the police.
They helped get the Robert L. Taylor Complex, the new Booker High School, and to redesign Fred Atkins Park. But they never forgot the kids. Dorothy Smith's life work has been with children in the community as a teacher and a principal. Now she enjoys her retirement at the Senior Friendship Center at the Robert L. Taylor Complex.
We do craft, we sing, we crochet and knit and see movies, go on field trips.
There's still much to be done in the community.
If we work together, we can do anything working together.
And the main reason Amaryllis Park is a great place to call home?
The closeness of the people in the community and the care that they showed for our neighbors and children and the environment.
The neighborhood's next big focus is that large tract of land vacant east of US 301. They want to make sure that whatever is built there is a good tax base for their community and provides jobs for Newtown residents. And those ladies are going to get their way.
Yes, they are, and they really care. That's what's so great.
Yes, they do.
Thank you, Linda.
Have a good night.